Good morning. It's Thursday, July 18th. I'm at Mount Herman Cemetery in Quebec City. I'm coming here today to visit the Victoria Cross recipient. And I'm wearing my Quebec Nordique hat, trying to look like a local. And I was just in this building here getting information on the person I'm visiting. And it's another one where I'm lucky people were in there, because I wouldn't have found it. I got pretty lucky at first when I started doing this, where I pretty much found them on my own. But this one, it took a little digging through their records in their computer. So they gave me a map. They gave me even the GPS coordinates, which is very good. I'm here to see Victoria Cross recipient Sir Richard Ernest William Turner. He's a lieutenant general. He finished his military career as a lieutenant general. So for the sake of this video, I'm just going to refer to him as the general, because that's what most people would refer him to. Once you attain any sort of level of general, lieutenant general, major general, they just call you general. So I'll refer to him as the general. This cemetery has a deep history, as I was told by a nice young lady that worked in the office. Like I said, very helpful. And so now I gotta go on a bit of a quest to find the general. And here's a plaque, a Canadian government issued plaque. Mount Herman Cemetery, established in 1848 for the burial of Protestants from the Quebec City region. Mount Herman is a remarkable example of a small rural cemetery characterized by its uneven topography, winding paths, islets of different sizes, variety of trees, and a spectacular view of the St. Lawrence River. It is laid out in the tradition of a 19th century American rural cemetery, conducive to contemplation. Conductive to contemplation. This picturesque setting contains a number of funeral monuments of considerable artistic interest, which commemorate many notable figures and events in Canadian history. So that's interesting. I don't really come to cemeteries to visit people of interest other than Victoria Cross recipients or other veterans. So I don't know if I'm going to look up anyone else once I find the general. The lady in the office did give me this board here on a pamphlet, so it looks like it illustrates the people that are of interest in the cemetery. But I got to find the general, and once I get there, I'll continue. Large outcropping of mushrooms here. Just walking on my way to the general. Wow, I've never seen mushrooms like that. Huge. Beautiful cemetery. It's a very nice day in Quebec City. Nice breeze. Not as humid as yesterday. Yeah, this cemetery is gorgeous. Gorgeous cemetery. Uh-oh. Look at this. That's not good. Wow, there's a few toppled over here. Very old. Got over here. Anyhow, I gotta stay focused. My mind's wandering. So I think I'm coming up to the general now. Yeah, this is the cemetery. Very nice cemetery, beautiful. There's you can't really see the St. Lawrence over there, but it's there. And yeah, here's the general's Canadian issue military marker. I can see the VC engraving from here. Yep, I found them. Wasn't so hard with their help. It would have been more difficult without their help. Okay, so I set the general's government issued marker up with the flag. I brought him a flag, of course. My coin and my replica VC I place on all the VC graves I visit, so I can have a piece of them with me at my house. So that's his military marker, and this is his family marker. Very nice, beautiful. They didn't have a platform out front, which some cemeteries do for their VCs. There's only one VC in only one VC in Quebec City, and Richard Ernest William Turner is the only one. So Richard had quite the military career. His VC, KCB, KCMG, and DSO. So that's okay. So the KCB is Knight Commander of the Order of Bath. The KCMG is Knight Commander of the Order of Michael and St. George. The DSO is Distinguished Service Order, and the CD is the Croix de Guerre. I'm sure I didn't pronounce that right. It would appear to be probably from the government of France that bestowed that upon him. So Richard, the general, he earned his VC during the Boer War in 1900, and how he earned his VC was by attacking the Boers to defend two cannons. Because, well, in any conflict, if the enemy gets your large bore guns, it's bad, because, you know, artillery cover is very important, and if they take the guns that you guys brought to the battlefield and they take them and use them upon you, it's very bad. So it's ironic that I'm here visiting the general, because there was two other recipients of a VC for that exact same conflict. So Richard was one of them, and I visited another one in Toronto, and that was Hampton Zane Cockburn, which I visited at St. James Cemetery in Toronto a couple months back. And there was a third one, Edward James Gibson Holland, which is outlined as being interred in Toronto. So there would be 12 total in Toronto VC recipients, and Edward James Gibson Holland, he is on the internet on this Victoria Cross directory as being interred at the St. James Cemetery in Toronto, which is at Parliament and Bloor. Very nice cemetery, very old. So when I went to visit Hampton Zane Churchill, I did find him. I have a video of that, but I couldn't get into. Well, there goes my coin, which I knew was going to happen. Well, I hope the general wasn't upset that I put that on his marker. He could have been, but I'm going to blame it on the wind. I don't think he has any disrespect for me, and I certainly don't have any disrespect for him. So getting back to St. James Cemetery in Toronto, the 12th VC that is interred in Toronto, I could not find. So when I was there, I actually went there to that cemetery on Victoria Day, this past Victoria Day, and there was no office open there because it was a statutory holiday. And I couldn't get into the crematorium. So I've called the cemetery twice, and I've spoke to two separate people about trying to get in there, and they don't have any record of Edward James Gibson Holland in that cemetery. So that is kind of a sticking point for me, because I visited 11 VCs in Toronto, and he's the 12th, the 12th and final that apparently I can go visit. But it's put it this way, I'm still investigating that, and hopefully I can track him down. But anyhow, so Richard Turner, the general here, he was one of the 3 Victoria Cross recipients from that particular battle. So the other two soldiers weren't honored with a VC for the same battle or defense of the 2 cannons. So yeah, I made my way out to Quebec City. I didn't come to Quebec City just for this. I came to Quebec City just to check out the architecture, but this probably did play a big role in me coming. To be honest, probably the number one role subconsciously. But so yeah, the general. I'm glad I paid my respects to the general today. He's very fortunate to be resting in this cemetery, because it might be the most beautiful cemetery I've been in, and I've been in a few now. And yeah, no mausoleums. There's one mausoleum, or they call it a crypt actually, on this property, and the gentleman in the office told me a bit of a macabre story with regards to the crypt. So I'm not going to get into that really, because this isn't about that. This is about a war hero standing in front of me. So I digress. I went off on a bit of a tangent there. My apologies. So I'm going to go look at the St. Lawrence River. It's not too far from here, and that concludes my visit at the Harmon Cemetery in Quebec City.